This isn't so much a Hulk episode as it is an Avengers episode, but for a brief time the Avengers did try to bring the Hulk into their team. How did that work out for everybody concerned? Keep watching.
The Avengers? I remember them. They thought they were pretty tough. Now Thor, for instance, without that Uru hammer, he was just another Norse god. And Iron Man, take away his jets and repulsors, and what have you got? A guy in a tin suit. And it was his old tin suit at that.
But they do have those things. This is a bit like saying take away his brains and his insights into the nature of the world, and Stephen Hawking was just another guy who used big words.
Jan the Wasp. Well, girls don't count. And as for that friend of hers, Henry Pym, he took pills to become Giant Man. Me, I don't need any of those things. I'm the Hulk, and I'm bigger and stronger than any of them.
Yeah, the difference is Hank Pym can control when he changes size. The Hulk's transformations are unpredictable. But there's a reasonable chance the Hulk can't pronounce transformations or unpredictable, so that whole thing went right over his head. Our villain for this piece comes from space in a kind of egg-shaped vehicle. He lands unnoticed on Earth and sets about his task. What is his task? Take over the world, of course. What else? SSDD. The Hulk's reflection begins at Avengers HQ, where the Avengers are preparing for their regular meeting.
It would be more seemly if you were attired in more fitting raiment than those filthy rags.
Why is Thor trying to start a fight? By this time, they all know the Hulk and what he's about, and they know fashion sense isn't one of his powers. His dingle-dangle is covered up, the rest doesn't matter. Thor's wearing a suit that he probably hasn't changed or washed in 300 years. Iron Man is wearing a metal suit, and Hank and Jan are both in spandex and the size of ants. Put them all together and they look like the world's worst garage sale. They all look ridiculous when you get right down to it. So who put the burr under Thor's saddle?
I'm the Hulk and I wear what I want, so get lost.
Churlish oaf, you dare speak to the god of thunder in that manner?
Hold it, Thor. We're all allies, remember?
And they all were until Thor shot his mouth off. The Hulk isn't the one you guys need to rope in.
Ant-Man! From whence have you come?
The stork brought us, you handsome silly.
We came here in insect size, which is why you didn't see us. Wasp and I can change size in a flash by taking these instant capsules of mine.
It's a good thing the capsules shrink with them. Picture a housefly trying to swallow this.
Well, now we're all here. What next?
Even when there is no task before us, we must meet regularly to get to know each other better.
I'd like to get to know that handsome Thor better. Much better.
I wonder what Hank has to say about that. At this point in their relationship, nothing had been established. She was his lab assistant, and through circumstances, she became his crime-fighting partner, too. She was already in love with him, and he was Captain Oblivious. She did everything but rip his clothes off, which of course she couldn't do in a 60s comic, and he didn't get it. Later on, he got the message, and the feeling was mutual. But he was much better at being a scientist than a boyfriend. As she once put it, even when you say darling, you make it sound medicinal.
To land in this dark alley and change to my natural form, that of the Space Phantom.
That, my friends, is our villain. What does he do?
But now I must find a way to reach the Avengers without being detected. And what easier way than merely assuming an Earthling's form? And since two bodies cannot coexist simultaneously, you, Earthling, are banished to Limbo, between shadow and substance. Begone!
Two bodies cannot coexist simultaneously. I'll bet identical twins will be surprised to hear that. But that's his power. Take on anybody's form and send them to Limbo.
Hey, let's do the limbo rock.
No. It's basically nothingness, and when he changes to somebody else or reverts to his form, you come back. He heads to the Avengers mansion.
But what the Space Phantom does not know is that the top of their table is a TV warning screen.
Uh-oh. An intruder. And not bad looking either.
He looks too sure of himself, as though he's prepared for us.
Nobody can prepare for the Hulk.
He goes to confront the intruder. None of the others feel like trying to stop him.
The Hulk.
So, you know me, eh? What's happening to me?
You go to Limbo as the Space Phantom takes your identity.
That other guy is back on the street wondering what happened. The people around him swore he wasn't there a second ago and called the police. He's in Rikers while the matter is still under investigation.
What happened to the intruder, Hulk?
None of your blame business, fool.
Hulk, no matter how tough you are, that sort of talk is out.
Quiet, rustpot, or I'll peel that armor off of you like a banana.
Hulk, you go too far.
What makes him think the Hulk understands talk like that?
Easy, Thor. I'll handle it.
You! I'll turn you into scrap iron.
What could have changed the Hulk into yon hostile, merciless attacker?
Good, he realizes there's something off about the Hulk. Too bad he's more concerned about propriety and decorum than he is about finding out what's wrong with his friend.
I'll teach you some manners, you green-tinted gargoyle.
That's what you think.
Iron Man, Hulk, Avengers should fight a common enemy, not each other.
Stay out of this or you'll die.
Henry Pym, are you going to let him get away with that?
Cease your fighting at my command.
Listen, Goldilocks, what gives you the right to butt in like that?
This is exactly what the Space Phantom wanted. His intention is to get them fighting among themselves and ultimately break up. He figures if they're not working together, no one of them can stop him alone. Once he's got them all at each other's throats, he slips out. He's about to get help from an unexpected source.
I've been waiting for you, Hulk. You're losing control. I'd better get you back to your secret lab.
Uh-oh, this human knows the Hulk. I must be careful.
Remember me? I'm the best friend you've got, and it looks like you're in trouble again. Jump before the police arrive. Hurry.
This Space Phantom doesn't know how the Hulk gets around? With Rick clinging to him, he launches himself away.
Hulk, you're heading in the wrong direction. I don't get you, Hulk. You aren't yourself. Hey, look out!
Human fool! I am not the Hulk. I am the Space Phantom. I shall bring the real Hulk back. As I turn into my true self.
Holy smoke!
The Hulk is so disoriented, he's not sure he isn't still in limbo. He won't have time to clear his head, though, because that was just showing off. The Space Phantom takes the Hulk's form again, and the real Hulk disappears. Over at Tony Stark's factory, they're getting ready to test a new missile launcher.
I must have set it off. Good. Any damage to human weapons will benefit me.
Yeah, if it's broken, we can't shoot at him. He figured that out all by himself. Iron Man will go after him, but he's more than a bit puzzled. The Hulk that he knows doesn't have any reason to do these things.
Even the Hulk does not possess armored electrical power.
He's too dangerous. I've got to escape.
I don't understand. That electric charge wasn't strong enough to cause him to flee and panic that way, not the Hulk.
Yeah, come on, you're getting warmer. Now think about what you just said. The Space Phantom really is panicking. In desperation, he changes himself into a wasp, which of course brings the real Hulk back. Too bad Iron Man didn't see any of that, so he thinks he's still fighting the guy who broke his missiles. Rick Jones is the only one who knows the truth. Good thing he's on the radio calling the Avengers. Hank and Jan take the call, so he grows to Giant Man and she shrinks down to the Wasp.
Henry Pym, did anyone ever tell you that you have the most deliciously blue eyes?
Be serious, little one. I have a feeling we have a strange and difficult task ahead of us.
By the way, you may have noticed by now that at least in this episode, Janet Van Dyne is the horniest woman in New York. Pardon my bluntness, but she has a one-track mind, and it's not on crime fighting.
Hold it, hold it. Take it easy, little fella.
Giant Man, Let go, you oversized clown.
Stay out of this, you hear? Big as you are, I can still...
Listen to me, both of you. This is insane. We're supposed to be allies. What's happening to us?
You're right. We're making fools of ourselves.
Tell them what Rick said, Henry! Why isn't he relaying the message? If they know the Space Phantom was impersonating the Hulk, they should be able to tell that they're talking to the real deal now.
Giant Man, be careful. I sense an evil presence here.
You got off lucky that time, mister. But if you ever cross me again...
Oh, quiet, you muscle-bound fool. Didn't you hear the wasp? He senses trouble.
Giant Man's partner. What a stroke of luck for me.
A wasp! Oh, attacking me! Impossible!
In addition to making her grow wings so she can fly like that, Hank also gave her a weapon. At this point, it hadn't been clearly defined, but it was known as her wasp sting, and it packed a nice punch. It should be enough to get that thing off her, if the cartoon were acknowledged that she has it. Best we can tell, right now, her only weapons are flying and talking.
A few hundred yards away, Giant Man's amazing cybernetic helmet picks up the frantic impulses from the Wasp's battle.
The signals come from Anthony Stark's factory. Follow me.
What's she doing clear over there? She's managed to avoid getting stung so far, and it seems to me the best thing to do would be to land and pop a growth capsule real quick, but it's possible I'm missing something.
Guided to the Wasp by his sensitive helmet,
Wasp, thank heavens you're safe.
Oh, don't worry about me. Look behind you, quick!
but before the towering adventurer can turn around, the Space Phantom has stolen his identity, causing the real Giant Man to be instantly transported into Limbo.
The Wasp he replaced went home and told a fantastic story. Unfortunately, nobody believed him, and he became America's very first incel.
Thank you, female human, for acting as a decoy for me.
I saw what happened. You aren't Giant Man. You've taken his form somehow, but you're not him.
I saw it too. I don't know how, but you switched bodies with Giant Man. The same thing must have happened to me.
The Space Phantom releases Janet and tries to focus on the Hulk.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I must get help. If only I could find Thor.
That's just a sample of what you'll get if you don't bring back the real Giant Man.
That's how you know this is the real Hulk. He wants to make a go of being with the Avengers. When they formed the team, they invited him to join, and he said he was tired of being alone all the time and wouldn't mind having some friends. Being nice to others is difficult for the Hulk, but he makes the effort when it comes to the Avengers, and especially Rick Jones. Everybody needs a friend like Rick who's willing to stand by you and do whatever it takes for things to work out well for you. Even better, imagine if we all decided to be that kind of friend to someone. Try to picture that world where all people genuinely stand with each other. Then let's all go out and make it a reality.
Hey, you dare to threaten the Space Phantom?
How dares!
His strength is unbelievable.
When he arrived on Earth, this guy said he had been observing the Avengers for a long time. He didn't even know how the Hulk gets around or how strong he really is, so obviously he did a lousy job of it. He quickly takes on Iron Man's form.
How can we know which one of us he is?
Come on, big guy. He's the one. I saw him. He turned himself into Iron Man.
While they're trying to sort that out, Janet has reached the office of Dr. Don Blake. The Avengers have been told that if they need Thor, the good doctor is how they contact him. As quick as she delivers the message and flies away, Thor is soaring off to the mansion.
Iron Man keeping Hulk and the Giant Man at bay? He must be the Space Phantom.
It's time I did something. There, I sniffed the main control cable.
My jet disc! A wire's been cut. Thor's hammer! Stopped by my high-intensity magnetic repeller.
We learned something today. That Uru metal that his hammer is made of is magnetic. Considering what just happened, that strikes me as a design flaw. Thor whips up a thunderstorm.
He just pounded his hammer. Now that the cursed rain stiffens my iron armor.
Alien spirit, you are thus helpless. My shower has rusted you absolutely and completely.
One big reason for painting the armor the way he does is to help prevent rust, because as we all know, when iron gets wet, it only takes 6.5 seconds to rust away to nothing. But the Space Phantom isn't worried. He knows what to do next.
I choose your body, Thor, and sentence you to Limbo.
But no sooner are the words spoken.
Oh, impossible! Me? To Limbo instead of you?
Vanquished one, your alien powers affect only humans. But I am Thor, the Thunder God.
Short version, you messed with the wrong guy, dude. Iron Man is back, and the Avengers have won.
But what happens when the Space Phantom returns?
He shall remain in limbo until someone comes to replace him.
That means he stays there forever.
Brilliant scientist Tony Stark had to have the Hulk explain that to him. There's something to ponder. So the Avengers are a team again, and all is forgiven, yes?
It's strange. For most of our battle, we did think we were fighting each other. We never suspected.
And I never suspected how much all of you hated me deep down. So that's how I left the Avengers.
Really, I can't blame him. They know what he is. They know how his mind works. They know how volatile he is. Yet, Thor in particular spent the first part of the episode trying to get him to conform to their social norms. Not gonna happen unless he changes back to Bruce Banner, and they don't know he does that. Most of the time, they treated him like a second-class member. Looking at the way they all talked, none of them really wanted him there to begin with. The idea in their minds was if he's with them, they can keep him under control, and he won't cause the kind of havoc he usually does. Don Blake is an excellent doctor, so we know he's smart. Hank Pym was already a legend with his inventions, and of course, Tony Stark is a household name for his brilliance. These three geniuses thought they were going to control the Hulk. Right. Meanwhile, we're all sitting back waiting to see how badly they fail. I think it was Tony Campolo who once said, there are few things more fun than watching a brilliant person expound a stupid idea. And he's right. But how often do we get it in triplicate?
Dr. Banner, melted by gamma rays, turned into the Hulk.
Ain't he on glamour rays?
Wrecking the town with the power of a bull.
Ain't no monster clown who is as lovable
As ever-loving Hulk. Hulk, Hulk.
From space in a kind of egg-shaped vehicle. Boy, I messed that up. You make it, okay, come on, David! All at each other's, get help from it. Good grief, David! Disappears. Oh, and there's more.